Greetings, salutations. By the way, hold on. Since tonight, let me open up the panel. Shout out to Henoch, Punyiti. Shout out to any Warband members joining in. Let me open up the panel tonight. Let me see something. Let me put the link in the see how I can do this. Here we go. Copy and paste. We put the link. I'm just going to say join here to join the panel, to join the conversation. Oh, man. Join here. And I got to pin this ish. By the way, when we the worst wife in history, or the worst decision in history by Will Smith. Because there's a lot of ways that we can dissect this. Apparently somebody found some old clips of Jada just throwing Will Smith smooth under the bus. Oh, man. Let me hit this live real quick. Now let me pin this because I don't want to make this a whole blame Jada Pinkett for everything show, because we need to actually go in on this. We need to really go in on this. Who does the blame really lie? Sorry, how do I say it? Who's to really blame here? Jada or Will for how this has all turned out? This is very interesting. Henoch is in the queue. Let me add him on.
Yo, Chris, what's up?
Man, I'm right. How about you, man?
So far, so good.
Man.
I can't believe I can't. What's new with the with this cuck?
Well, somebody found some old, well, I can't say old. Somebody found a 2023 clip of Jada throwing Will Smith under the bus for the Chris Rock slap incident. So in this video, she basically defends Chris Rock. You got to see this. So Will Smith basically threw his career away for nothing.
I don't. Oh yes, sorry for cutting you off, but I remember this. It was it was a comment that she made. She was like, it was a joke. I don't want Will to react that way. I'm not happy and I'm ashamed about it. Something like that. Don't quote me on what I just said, but it was something I heard it somewhere. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Typical. The thing is, I really hate this cuck and I really hate this bulb. Oh well, like I really can't say what I want to say, right? Since I don't want to get your stream, what do you call it, banned or whatever. But the
What?
bottom line is Will Smith is at fault, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't. First of all, it doesn't really matter. I already have a strike on my channel. So did I ever tell you how I got the strike on my channel? Or
Oh
no?
no, no.
So this happened. I think. Yeah, this happened. I think. Yeah, sometime last year, at the end of last year, I got a strike on my channel for an old video I made. So it was around, I think, October. I get a notice. I got a strike for this video that you made 10 months ago. In the video that I made, it was a 10-minute video, and they just took the 1 minute segment where I said incels aren't the problem. That's how I got the strike for hate speech.
I mean, that's to be fair, it's CuckTube. They would ban you for less. I mean, you
Yeah,
remember what they did to Ribby? They banned him for
yeah.
a thumbnail just because she was showing her feet, the sole of her feet. Oh, there was a woman that was posing, I guess, and they used the thumbnail, and it was showing her feet pic, and they said it was inappropriate. So it's not something that you don't expect from YouTube. Sorry, CuckTube, if you will,
No,
since you allow me to swear.
no, you're right. You're right. You're right. But it's still like it's very discouraging where you can tell that they keep their eyes on certain channels. You know what I mean? So obviously,
Of
Rib, well,
course.
they just keep their eyes on certain channels if you say certain things. And it was crazy how it was a video from 10 months prior to the strike, and I still have the video. I have it saved, but I'm looking at this. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I got a couple of nah, yeah, I got a couple of warnings from a couple of other videos. So I remember then I got demonetized for I think a month. No, not a month. I got it demonetized for like 2 weeks. Um, and then I got it back because I think YouTube thought I was AI or something. So
Jesus
that was an
Christ.
interesting little time. Yeah, that happened last year. It was like I think it was like September 2025 that stuff happened. So yeah, that was an interesting time. But I'm gonna play this video one time.
That
I might pause it a little bit. I don't know if I should play it all the way through because of copyright, but let's look at this a little bit. Play it at 1.5 speed real quick.
Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. I'm like, what is going on right
keep
now?
my wife's name
out of your
Yes,
mouth,
yes,
right? And I'm
yes.
like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on. Chris,
What do you think about the what that so far? The capping.
oh shit. To 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 be fair, man. Uh, to be fair, man. At this point, they've been separated for a long time, and even we've seen how she looked at Will when he laughed at Chris's joke when he made fun of this bald bitch. But we all know she pressured the cuck into doing it. It's full of lies. There is no point in it. There is no way that she can say this after she coerced him into doing it.
But if you ask like the normies, right, or I'll just say women in general, what do you mean she forced him into slapping him? Like, come, we all saw what we saw. Will Smith was laughing. She got tight. She gave him that. Somebody said that she turned into the what she turned Will into the Terminator or something. She looked at him and then he just went, he just got up, turned into the Terminator and threw his career away. So come on now. But it was also interesting, when this happened, people were saying, this was oh, this is an example of black love or something like that. And I was like, guys, this is
No,
so
no,
toxic.
no, no, no.
This is so terrible. First of all, it was such a bad look for ninjas in general because that set us back like 75 years. And then number two, this we had I think yeah, Will Packer was running the Oscar shows that night. It was like the first time they basically had it like where black people were directing the whole thing and a lot of black people were winning the awards that night. So for that night for you to choose to turn your husband or you say you guys weren't together, your partner into the Terminator, turning it into the Source Awards of 1999 like in front of everybody like that. Come on. And now that she has the opportunity to set things straight, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know why Will acted like this. this, this is
Of
it
course she's
is
gonna
what
do
it
that.
is.
Of course, she's gonna backtrack. Of course, she's gonna place the blame on him. She doesn't want to take accountability for what she did. To be look, I'm not saying that Will did not willingly participate in shaming his fellow or his colleague, if you will. I don't know. They could all be. I don't want to say it, but regardless. So the thing is that the thing is that all of it was jokes. Number one, all of it was jokes. It should not be taken to the heart. Number two, they shamed what they call they literally shamed an actor for poking a joke against another actor. If you think about it, you even said we all know that this those awards were for the first time produced and presented by black actors, black staff, and so on. And yet, instead of moving on, instead of like taking the L, instead of being like being a good sport about it, they had to make a show of it. At the same time too, you cannot say I don't know what happened to Will. I was shocked that this happened. Bitch, you knew what was gonna happen. You incited this. It was because of you, because you gave the cuck because you gave this cuck hope. That's the reason he acted. I
Yeah,
really hate this woman, I'm not gonna lie.
that's true. By the way, shout out to Garrett Grant in the chat. I'm so yesterday I couldn't use my sound effects. I had to use my AirPods as the mic, but thankfully everything should be back in working order.
Do you need some money?
Everything's working. We got the sound effects back. We got we got the audio back. We got the clips warmed up. So this
Looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
And what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like,
Oh.
he's still, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old That's all I could think to say,
Yeah.
right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
You became the bad guy. Look what Jada made him do. Jada rolled her eyes and look what he did. He ran up there and hit Chris.
Yeah.
Poor Will. That's what the narrative became.
Yeah.
So poor Will because of
The adulterous wife
Yeah.
who forced him to go to the table and sit there. You know what I mean? And now look at what she's
No.
done. She has the power with an eye roll to make him go up and slap somebody on stage.
interesting.
Look at this line. Look at just look at the gargoyle face. Look at it. The face of a crypt keeper. Very smug.
Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be going over today. Basically, all these clips. Because right now it's just on Twitter. People are just finding all these old clips about Will and Jada talking about their marriage.
Now, first of all,
So
I'm really
this is something that we got to go over. I do have a couple of clips saved on my bookmarks about this. But yeah, this is very interesting when you look at this. I didn't really. The reason why I opened up the panel for this one because I'm not really in the business at this point of OD shaming Jada. I think I'm at the point now where, as a man, Will Smith needs to take accountability for all of this. When you look back in the 90s, before he met Jada, he had a wife, and allegedly he left his first wife for Jada. So a lot of guys, what they'll do is they failed in their first marriage, and then they'll stay in their second marriage and try to work it out so they don't seem like failures, and then they end up in very abusive situations. I remember AJ showed a video where a guy, he was in an abusive situation with his second wife, and it's not like something happened with his first wife. They just didn't work out, but because he wanted things to work out so bad with his second wife, he ended up staying with a very abusive woman, and it costed him his life. So they'll tell you the rate of second marriages, the divorce rate of second marriages are like super high, right? because it's most likely going to happen again. But for the guys that try to make it work, and the guys that are still in their second marriages, it's a good chance that they're in an abusive situation where they're basically letting their second wife do whatever they want because they don't want the backlash of being a two-time divorcee. So Will Smith is clearly in that situation. Um, we really need to look into why he left his first wife in the first place, because his even like like when you look at the offspring that he produced with Jada, like it's like something's wrong. Something's wrong there. Clearly, this was not a situation that he should have even been in the first place with being with Jada. He shouldn't have left his first wife for Jada. He probably shouldn't have left his first wife in the first place. So there's a lot to unpack with this Will Smith and this Jada saga. B Watkins, salute in the chat. Thank you for showing up. Thank you guys for showing up yesterday, even though I was in a little bit of a situation yesterday. What had happened was what had happened was I came home a little bit early. I was taking a shower. My brother had texted me about he was gonna bring bring his girl over, but I was in the shower. So as soon as I left, because before I even showered, I already had set up the stream for like I think I forgot what time. I think for 9 o'clock, and then I leave the shower. I'm sitting there. I'm about to go to my room. I'm going downstairs, and then all of a sudden, I just see him and his girl on the couch, and I'm literally damn near naked. And I was like, "Yo!" So I had to pull a whole U-turn, all that. She had to go to the corner, make sure she didn't see me go into my own room, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta fix this." But it's fine. But I would have prepared better. I would have made sure my mic was ready, prepared. But I ended up having to use one of my spare rooms. So I moved my laptop into the spare room, but I couldn't move my mic to the spare room. So I had to use my AirPods as the mic. But at least the positive thing that came out of that was I found out I can go on my StreamYard via my phone. Because I thought you needed that. If you have the StreamYard app, they only allow you to join a StreamYard session as a guest. But you can just go straight on the browser, and apparently everything works. Now, I don't know if the sound effects work via the browser, but I can just go on my browser and just go on StreamYard and stream whenever I want. So that's the one positive thing that they came with it. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in yesterday under less than ideal circumstances. B. Watkins says, honestly, it's the weird thing about being a 2000s kid is seeing these formerly respected and thought infallible people have massive downfalls. Yeah, like Enoch. You watched
Yes.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air growing up, right?
Well, I watched it later on in life when I was like 14 or 15.
Okay. But like
On the younger side.
but your like opinion, like Will Smith almost was like a hero almost. You know, to you, or maybe not to you, but just in general. Do you think that Will Smith
So
back in the day was like seen as like he was like the Mac King, you know, the guy that was getting all these hoes and all that stuff, right?
yeah, I mean, the Fresh Prince was a decent show, especially the cast did a phenomenal job. From the uncle till Will, I forgot most of the characters, the names of the characters. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uncle Phil, uh, Carlton. What was the name of the sister?
You had
I always forget,
Hillary,
but
you had
yeah.
Hillary and the other chick. I'm blanking on the dark the younger dark skinned sister. But we have Vivian Banks, you had Godfrey Jeffrey
The
the
Butler.
butler. Yeah,
Jeffrey.
yeah. So it was an interesting cast. It was an interesting show. But then, even outside of the Fresh Prince, Will Smith was regarded as one of the best actors, if not the best actor in the world, maybe the best entertainer. He could rap, he could he can act, he could do it all. But the respect that people have for him was very high, and it's crazy how Jada has done, even when everything got exposed about, Will Smith's open relationship, he was still people still had him highly regarded. It was just really the slap that basically ended it all for him. B. Watson says, like
Honestly,
as a kid. Oh, sorry, say something.
no. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So B. Watson says, like as a kid, Will Smith was the actor guy, the black excellence slash respectable family man with all the success and fame in the world. He also says, and while I already kind of had a low opinion of him over the years post 2015, the Oscars was just the mask off to me. Like he plays all these funny, confident, and yet suave characters. Was a ladies' man, but I just can't take him seriously like that anymore. Yeah, same here. Like sometimes I can't even look at some of these fresh, you know, clips. Like when I see those Fresh Prince clips, I'll be crying in the inside because I used to be like, oh man, this dude's awesome. Even though obviously everybody's acting, right? And Corey Holcomb has been saying that Will Smith was gay for almost a decade now. So, but I still had I still like thought very highly, of him, but Jada, she, and technically his family kind of ruined it, but Jada definitely has ruined it. Let me look at this comment right here. He says, Chris Mike, what do you think is Zendaya's game plan with Tom Holland? Because I think he is on Simp Watch, my swap list. Yeah. Um, I don't see Tom Holland being I don't know. I can't really see, like, say if Zendaya decided to split from Tom Holland, I don't see Tom Holland losing.
Oh
I
no,
don't really
he's
see
definitely losing. He's definitely losing because
how.
the last time that I checked, he actually put a considerable amount of cash into a trust for Zendaya in case if they divorce.
Like
I
Tom
believe
Holland,
it was.
if
Yeah,
Tom Holland and Zendaya split, he'll be fine. His reputation will be fine. That's just my opinion. Like I don't see him being in a like for him to even remember, like when Zendaya did the movie with the two white dudes, where basically she was getting a train ran
yeah,
on her, and then basically in
yeah.
Tom Holland's response was him. Tom Holland got banged by a black dude on on a movie, and he still has his reputation intact. I mean, if you can recover from that, I mean, a split from Zendaya, I don't really see that as a loss for Tom Holland. He'll be always able to find one of these chicks out here. He'll be fine. Like I can't I just don't see him as like one of these guys where like, damn, he's gonna lose everything. Like Will Smith, not only is he losing everything, he's losing his reputation. He's lost movie roles. He's lost respect. You know what I mean? Like, but Tom Holland, I don't even know how you recover from what Tom Holland, like Tom Holland got banged, like, and
I know, but then again, but then
everybody's
again,
like, it's no big deal. So if he recovered from that, he'll be fine.
I know, but then again, must I remind you that you have to look into his fan base. Mostly degenerates, cuckolds, simps. I mean, what do you expect? It's something that reflects in their day-to-day life, so they're gonna be fine with it. Yeah, of course, he's going to be okay, even if he got buck broken by a dude. But it's quite dependent on who his fan base are. Even if he splits from Zendaya, sure, his reputation might not hit, might as well. He'll have a lot of fans gawking at him. But emotionally, spiritually, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. This is my opinion. I could be wrong with it, but then again, I could be wrong. They're all
No, no,
Hollywood sexuals. Who knows?
That's fine. I just like just me person. I don't know because Tom Holland. I'm like maybe because I never thought highly of him in the first place. No disrespect to him. But as long as he keeps making them little them Avengers, them Spider-Man films and all that stuff, people will just they'll turn a blind eye to the other, the rainbow stuff. B Watkins says, like, I genuinely used to like Will Smith and I always wanted him to do good even when he did interesting career choices. Yeah, same here. Like there were not also other people outside of Corey. They were saying that he was living a alternative lifestyle, and I still gave him a pass. I was like, man, you know what? Look, Will Smith, he's a married man. He's got his kids, whatever. I turned a blind eye to. I was just like, you know what? He's doing good on paper. Let's give him that respect. I don't care. Maybe, yeah, he could be a swinger. Yeah, that's most likely. I accepted that a long time ago. But I'm like, he's doing well. He's still regarded. He's still well respected. But yeah, that slap, it's that changed everything for me. And it kind of but it really started with the red table talks, but that's just me. B. Watkins says, I forgot the thing about Tom being attacked from behind. Yeah, that was like your girl gets banged on screen, basically in a movie by two dudes. And so what I'm like, Tom Holland, he got to respond. He got to get a baddie in his next movie. No, he gets he gets fucked. And of all, not by like another white dude, by a black dude. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. This is like how. So some people can say that he won because it's like, whoa, like what kind of response is that? Like how does I bet you Zendaya probably took that movie just to show that she had options, and Tom Holland was like, oh, I don't care, it's fine. I'm taking this role right here. I'm getting fucked too. Zendaya was probably like, wait, what? Zendaya was probably like anticipating, like, okay, he's gonna get me back. What is he gonna get me back with? And Tom Holland, because Tom Holland, he seems like one of those happy-go-lucky type of, actors, and he's one of those guys. He really doesn't care, and he's just like, hey, I'm getting fucked too. I'm gonna get a check for this. Are you gonna be there? He probably didn't even care about Zendaya getting smashed on. He probably didn't even care. So it's some like I said, these actors, they're on when it comes to Hollyweird, these people, and he's British, so he really doesn't care probably at all. So
he was
I forgot.
probably into it. Who knows?
I always forget he's British. So yeah, he probably didn't even care at all. You see,
And he probably might have enjoyed it as well.
To be fair, B. Watson says, to be fair, I definitely think Tom must be super puniti whipped by Zendaya. I mean, personally, I think she is very pretty, and I used to simp for her when she was on Disney. Yeah, like I root for Zendaya, because it seemed like she grew up a little bit. She was one of the normal ones that came out, unscathed from Disney. A lot of Disney has a lot of victims, so I rooted for Zendaya's success, growing up when she was younger. Tom Holland, I didn't really know much of until, he started getting famous. But I remember Zendaya did like one show on Disney that I did like. It was like she was on a show with it got canceled quickly though, but it was a show she did with the actor from A Different World. I forgot what the show was, but it was not Shake It Up, not Shake It Up. It was Agent KC. Agent KC, that's what it was. Yeah. I thought that was a decent show. But yeah, I root for Zendaya. I hope she does well. She seems like the same way, like, Hilary Duff. She didn't seem, it looks like she came out a little bit normal, but most of these people that come out of these Disney, they always come out crazy because they got touched, they something happened to them behind closed doors. They were coked
Yep.
up. So I just I hope for the best. Obviously Zendaya was trying to be mischievous by doing that movie. I wasn't a fan of that shit. Doing a movie like that when you already have a guy. You know what I mean? And she
Well,
already does a lot of movies with other guys in general, but like to do a movie like that, I wasn't a fan of that. But it is what it is. I don't really have I don't really have much negative to say about um Zendaya. But let me bring up a clip real quick. I saw something interesting on X the other day. I gotta save it. Oh no, today, right here. So this is very interesting. So here, let me share this. This is funny. I want to see your reaction to this. Let me read this one comment though. B. Waska says, that said, right now, Zendaya has all the leverage and power. Tom doesn't got much choice. Yeah, but like I said, Tom Holland, he doesn't. I don't think those British dudes. No disrespect to him, but a lot of them, they just think they're European guys in general. They think about things a little bit differently. So I don't really put them on blast. Like English dudes, they just think a little bit. They're a little bit differently. Ooh. Anyways, let me explain this situation right here. Here we have a 31-year-old woman breaking down in tears after finding herself single and trapped in an unwanted, unplanned pregnancy. Now, I find this interesting because I thought this only happened to, young, naive girls, 21-year-olds that didn't have their frontal lobe developed and all this nonsense. But here we have a 31-year-old who should know better. Like at 30 something, you should know better. But she still chooses to be a single mom, and now she's crying at her stupidity. So I want to see her own reaction to her own stupidity.
When I say life is so like, man, we be making some dumb ass fuck. It's like I know I gotta keep my baby and I gotta do what's the best and I just gotta live, but like I just fuck. It's the worst shit in the world, bro. Bringing another baby into this life without having a fucking husband. I don't know why I'm doing this again. God, I can't do it.
By the way, I can't really zoom into you, but I see 2 chest tattoos. I know, like, cause she's very dark skinned, you can't see it, but she got 2 chest tattoos. One on her. Well, she got one on her upper chest, and then one other
on her
chest
tata.
tattoo on her tata. So, what's your reaction to this, Enoch? This is interesting.
Oh, should have gotten married when she was young and fertile instead of hoeing around. And now she's a single mom. I think this is her second child. I feel no sympathy for her really. It's every decision that she made led her to this. No amount of tears can change that. Nobody's gonna feel sympathy for you. You could have gotten married. You could have gotten children from one husband that you were married to, but no, you chose to be a boss bitch, and this is the consequences. Letting ninjas blow your back without condoms. Hey, consequences have actions have consequences.
I found this very interesting because I think this is going to be, I know this is actually quite common, but I think this is going to explode in the next 3 to 4 years. She's 31. She's a younger millennial. So she qualifies as a younger millennial, but Gen Z is turning 30 in the next 2 years. There's a lot of Gen Z women. I would say, yeah, most Gen Z women are single and childless, correct?
Yep.
So yeah, so it's gonna be. I've talked a lot on this channel where you're gonna have you're seeing a lot of women where they're saying I'm hitting 30 or I'm hitting 29, and then it's like I'm super feral, I'm super this, I'm super whatever, and really it's just biology's kicking in because they don't have a kid yet. It's like their body's like, look, it's like they're knocking on the door. It's like biology, father time is knocking on the door, like, hey, come on, man, you should have done this 10 years ago,
Your head
come on.
rusting, rusty eggs, ancient eggs,
Like you gotta,
dusty eggs.
bro, like, so this should have been done 10 years ago. So their body is literally their biology, or what's it, mother nature or father time, whatever you want to call it, is like kicking them in the ass, like, bro, you need a baby. So this is why you'll have certain people, including me, they avoid dating women ages 27 through 35, because around that age range, they're going to say what they need to say. They're going to do what they need to do so they can get married and get knocked up. And if they don't get married, they're going to get knocked up regardless by anybody. So even sleeping with women in that age range is very dangerous, because she'll just decide, I'm just going to keep it. And without even thinking it through. And the guy could be married, the guy could be a bum. Most of the time, the guy is going to be taken. Let's keep it a buck. And they're just going to keep the baby. So
Indeed,
this
but
is the
then again,
this is the future.
I mean, I'm part of the Gen Z, and the future ain't looking bright, especially with these kind of women. If, and this is the reason I refuse to deal with women who are, like you said, women who are from the age of 27 till 30 or 31. I refuse to engage with them. Why engage with something that's going to expire when you have chicks who are in their 20s, early 20s, from 21 till 25? Why go for rusting puditi?
See, let me look at these comments. Somebody said black women glorify sleeping with the lowest forms of society for pleasure. So I have zero sympathy for black single mothers. They get the results and outcomes they worked hard for. Most of these women look past plenty of decent black brothers and pick the bum anyway. So this is true. This is true.
True.
Somebody said 100 women versus accountability. This is funny. Now to the part about the race thing, we probably should break it down by race, because I think I'll say this, it's gonna definitely hit harder for white women, because once white women hit around 26, 27, that's gonna be a lot of them. A lot of Gen Z white women are kind of around that age range. This is why you have this this so-called boom. The Fox News had that segment where they say that Gen Z women, they want to be trad, right? But most of Gen Z women are turning 30 very soon. So they're around that age range, 27, 28, 29, and now they want to be trad. But really, their biology is kicking them. They're seeing their friends around them having kids and stuff like that, and not having to work. Some of them, or they'll see like one woman that they think they're better than getting taken care of by somebody where they barely have to work. So now they're trying to do the same thing. So this is going to be something. If you're a man, you can't avoid this. If you're dealing with American women around this, this age, and I'll say it, I'll be honest with you, age 25 through 35, that's basically what's going to happen. And definitely ages 27 through 35 for sure. Like I can guarantee. At my church, sorry, not at my church, there was a church I was recently working in. I was there for a month because they were looking for a new MD. They had no MD for a month, so I was just filling in. It was a young lady. She was 25 years old, and she got to talking to me. She's like, "Oh, you're playing really good," and blah blah blah. "Oh yeah, I'm part of the choir." And I was like, "Yeah, nice, nice talking to you." Blah blah blah. Just trying to be friendly and all that. And then all of a sudden, she dropped some hints here and there, and then all of a sudden, in the middle, she's like, it's been a while, but I'm back in church, and my mom said I need to go back because I need a husband. I was just like, oh. I was like, oh, she just tried to pull it. I laughed with her. I laughed with her because in my mind, I'm like, good Lord. You know what I mean? And shout out to the gay brother that was in the church for saving me. So I don't know where he came from, but he kind of came from the back. But pause. He was listening into our conversation, and he just happened to kind of butt in, and he started being very friendly with her, and then they both started talking, right? So he kind of like saved me from that situation. So shout out to him, because I was kind of stuck, talking to her OD, but she kind of revealed her hand. And then the more that the gay brother started talking to her, the more that she revealed how much she was traveling, how much she used to travel, how much how much she was clubbing and all this stuff. And he was like, "Oh yeah, good. This is, he's like, I'm doing the same thing. I'm working DSP and blah blah blah. I'm working with these kids and this shit. And me, I'm just listening. I'm just like, So right now, this is the move right now. Mind you, she's 25. She's 25. So black woman, 25. So this is the move. They're trying to look in church. They're trying to they're looking back at these traditional places. They're joining, a lot of women, they were saying they were joining run clubs and all this stuff. They're doing anything to reach back to see if they can find, their simp. You have also what was trending on Twitter, date the nerd, right? So this is how you can tell that the economy is not doing well. So you see all these things. Yeah, it was literally trending. Date the nerd. I was like, oh, those are recession indicators right there. So these are the things that you're gonna see, but not necessarily just from one race of women. You're gonna be seeing it from Asian women, because I've seen it with Asian women that I know. You're gonna be seeing it from you're seeing a lot of Middle Eastern women now saying, I want my parents to set me up. They want to do arranged marriages now, right? Yeah. So you're seeing women of each background, race, whatever culture. They're trying to reach back to the traditional places where they would traditionally find their where people would find their husbands. So they're done with the streets. They're done traveling for now, and they're trying to find somebody to take care of them. So this is the predicament that we're in. I'm looking at some of these comments. Oh shit. Oh man, this Cat Williams scenes is gold. But anyways, let me scroll back. Yeah. Somebody said, if you record yourself crying and put it on the internet, I hope whatever you're going through gets worse. I should save this photo. This is hilarious. Can I download it? I'm trying to download it.
I think you can.
I know I could download it like if I had this open on my phone, but I'll save it on my phone. I'll save it on my phone and I'll download it later. Somebody said all that freaky shit cool until you miss a period. That's funny. Yeah, because I already know whoever she was with, it was going in. Because for it to get that far where you get pregnant, that means you were being hella reckless, like super reckless. So by the way, I remember a year ago, or I think 2 years ago on this channel, I said that there's a lot of women. I think there's a lot of women out there, a good cohort of them, that don't understand that they have a 3 to 5 day period where they can actually get pregnant. You can't get if you're not ovulating, you can't get pregnant. Basically, there's a period of 3 to 5 days where you can get pregnant. It's a very small window, right? I said this 2 years ago that a lot of women they just don't know, and I saw a video. I never saved it, but it was like it was a bunch of millennial women. They were talking to some Gen Z women. They're like, wait, y'all don't know this? You know what I mean? So this makes sense why, you have all these women there. They're so, pro baby deletion. And they've had like, there's young women that are like 26, 27. They've had like several baby deletions, and they just don't, they go through this because a lot of them, they don't even understand basic high school, biology 101. You know what I mean? So this is it was very interesting to see. So it's a good chance if you're messing with a woman, they just think that
Look,
if we're messing raw for a prolonged period of time, eventually something can happen. No, it's a small period, and you should be in. First of all, they have ovulation cycles you can track. You can have there's calendars where there's apps where you can track your period, when your cycle is coming and all that, and you're still getting knocked up recklessly. So that's why I came to that conclusion. I'm like, there's got to be some kind of miseducation going on where these hoes, they don't even know, not necessarily the hoes, where the regular women are not knowing that you can only get pregnant during that period. So there's also signs, like if you feel like women have said, like when they're ovulating, it's basically like being a man for a short period of time, right? Where you're just horny, and you're wearing less. You want to go out to you have this urge to go outside the house, right? I've talked about this on this channel, right? This urge for them to just go outside and just wear less. It's because they're ovulating, right? Or you're 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 finding certain dudes attractive that you didn't even find attractive for most of the month, but for that period, you're all of a sudden, unworldly horny. That's because you're ovulating. I remember I had to explain this to a lesbian one time. So it's a lot of them out there. They don't even know this. So this is very interesting. Let me look.
Chris, you got a comment from B Watkins.
Let me see. Oh, I missed a lot of chats. Hold on. He says, there was once, B. Watson says, there was once this story I heard about a Chad Light who got puniti whipped by his bully, a chick who used to wrestle him and humiliate him. The fuck? His bully, she must have been older. Or probably there was probably a time that she was bigger than him. That happens. So
Yeah.
I remember there was a point when I remember when I was younger, when I was in elementary school, there was this one girl that was bigger than everybody, right? But she basically stayed that size for the rest of her life. She never grew past basically third grade. So I remember seeing her again in middle school, and basically I used to be half of her size. And then by the time middle school happened, I was already taller than her. Right. So I remember that happened. She'd be like, yo, Chris, you used to be so scared of me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because you literally look like a tower compared to everybody else, So I remember something happened between us during that time. I don't know if that counts as whatever. I do remember also when I was in middle school, there was these two older chicks that would go out. No, three of them. They were a team, right? A multiracial team of chicks that would go out of their way to try to diss me and whatnot. But then I remember seeing them later on in life, and I ended up smashing one of them. But they were at the time, I was in 6th grade, they were in 8th grade. But then I met one of them later on in life when I was in college. So the dynamic was still the same. I was 19, she was 21, right? But at the time, like when you're in in middle school, Like when you're in middle school, 6th grade and 8th grade, they just seemed like worlds apart. They're like worlds apart. And at the time, I was still, I was pretty small, but that was the time, because like at one point I was like, what, like 5'1", 5'2", and then I grew to 5'7", and then that basically in such a short period of time, and that already and then at the time, those girls, they were basically that same height throughout their life. A lot of women, they'll get their growth spurt around what, like fifth, like, fourth or fifth grade, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. They basically stay that same strength, that same height, like basically after basically after middle school's over. That's it in terms of strength and like or height, unless if they're playing a sport. You know what I mean? So that can happen. That can happen, I guess. B. Watkins also says it's all just a grift. The moment the economy is okay-ish, it will be the simp wars. Chad strikes back. That's a good one. B. Watkins also says, I think they were in the same class, like tween years. Okay, where the chick was older and stronger and meaner than him. That happens a lot. Because a lot of boys, you don't fully grow in middle school. That happens basically you're still going through puberty in middle school, but you really start shooting up and start sprouting in high school, for most boys, and then you really start developing, muscle and mass in college, and then it really starts settling in your 20s and in your late 20s. So like when it comes to growing and developing, it's a process, for most boys, young men. A lot of girls, they basically stop growing like after, like maybe they grow a little bit in high school, but basically I'm talking about height wise, they don't really, past freshman year of high school, they're not really growing past that in terms of height. You know what I mean? They could develop muscles if they go to the gym or something like that, but it ends up destroying their body. But they're not really growing past. They don't, that strength that they had in middle school, it basically stays the same for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? So basically, if a guy just goes through puberty, so whatever female bully that he had, he's already gonna overpower her by the time middle school is over. You know what I mean? King Pick 6 says, B. Watkins, he says, Chad Light and Puniti, imagine saying these words in real life. He says, Chris Mike, he says, I wish I could link clips, but if you know that streamer, Neon, it's sad watching him interact with women. No, that's an act. That's an act. So what Neon is, because Enoch, do you think Neon's a plant?
100%.
I'm leaning towards that, only because I've seen clips of him when he was younger and he was already on TV. Like there's a clip of him where he was like, he's basically supposed to play this badass kid. Like, and the first thing he did was slap this woman on the ass on live TV. It's an old clip of his when he was like in middle school or something. He's been on TV, he comes across as a plant. So everything, but everything, like a lot of the stuff that you see these streamers are doing on Kick and Twitch, it's already pre-planned. You know what I mean? They said, okay, we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna say this, and that. All of that is pre-planned, is all scripted. Neon is Neon, he's how do I say, not necessarily a jester, but I don't know if to say he's a jester. He's just playing his role. He's most like the plant. Let me see. B. Wasker says, I know I'm being an a-hole just because I can't simp for Alicia Lou. Let me bring up, hold on. He said, that said, between dudes, you can say this in real life and joke, but definitely never in front of normalish people. Let me see something. Let me bring up Alicia Liu real quick. Let me bring her up.
Yeah, I know.
Alicia, where would you rate Alicia Liu?
I haven't seen her pictures, to be honest with you. I don't know who she is.
She's the figure skater broad that was an IVF baby or something. That like a lot of the dudes are saying this is the dream girl. Let me see if I could bring
from the description, from this detailed description that you just gave, I would say three, 2, between 3 and 2.
I'm trying to find like the best picture of her, but I would say like so because I think we talked about this. I got to make sure I let me see. First U.S. woman in chair, 2024. She was returning to the sport. Published. Oh, this is a old. So this is from 2025. This is a photo from 2025. So this is when she was 18. So let me take that down before some people are like, nah, this is a 17-year-old picture. Let me find a 2026 picture. So let me see something here where she has that weird hair on her hair. I'm trying to find like an actual good picture of her. No, because I'm not trying to make her look ugly or anything. I'm really trying here, guys. I'm really trying. Because I don't want to just be like, oh, look at this ugly bitch. No, I'm gonna try to get a good picture of her. Even like my ops, I've done like, when I try to, I remember doing a video of Cindy Noir and even Armani Talks, and I try to get the best pictures of them, even though I can't fuck with them at all. I try to at least, put some respect on their name. But Cindy Noir, she's so huge, just like no good picture of her. Like she was so fat. Oh man. At least Armani Talks, she looks like she's in shape. But let me bring up one of these photos. Open image, new tab. Let's see if I can find something. So out of 10, I would rate her. Honestly, I would rate her a 5. A nice 5 out of 10. Back in the day, the reason why she's getting a lot of the love. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen here. The reason why she's getting a lot of love now is because girls like her are not of abundant like they were in the past. Like back in the day, like in the 2000s, there were plenty of Alicia Liu's, right? There was plenty of girls like that where a regular dude could get a girl like this, but now hoes like this have OnlyFans, right? Hoes like this, they're not trying to date, or they're lesbians, they're liberals, they're killing their kids, they're but mostly girls like that now. They're like, nope, I'm only saving this for Chad only, right? So unfortunately now you have to be a Chad or maybe a Tyrone, but mostly you have to be a Chad to gain access to a girl like this, meaning you have to be a Chad to where she will consider you to be like a boyfriend or something like that, where she'll claim you. But back in the day, there were plenty of Alicia Liu's where a regular guy could get a girl like this, so this is why she's getting a lot of the attention. Plus a lot of the, a lot of the chicks nowadays, they're just fat, and just very annoying to be around. That's like most Unfortunately, that's most chicks. There's someone out of shape and they're just not pleasant to be around. Um, I'm trying to
I
look at some
mean,
of.
she.
Say that again.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why B. Watkins was trying to simp for this chick. She looks like a better version of Miley Cyrus.
Hey, man, hey, look, man. Let B Watkins simp. Let him simp. Let him. I got. There's certain women like I'll be like, damn, why am I simping for this one? You know what I mean? But it's like because back in the day, you could get a regular chick like this. This like me personally. Like if I had a chick like this, I'll just be like, that would actually make my life better if I had a regular chick like this, right? But regular chicks like that, unfortunately, in their mind, they have, all these options in their mind, so they're not, so even if you are with a chick like this, meaning that's your girl that you're claiming, you're basically, you have to battle hundreds of thirsty, MFers. You know what I mean? We were talking about this last night, how the bar is so low that basically, if you're a woman in America, all you have to do is be in shape, and you're already in the top 20 percentile when it comes to attractive, dateable women. And I'll say this: you don't even have in a lot of spaces, you don't even have to be in shape. And if you have we were talking about the rapper Caribou Boo yesterday, right? And
Yeah,
if you're her, all you even if you have mad tattoos, if she's in a warehouse, she's gonna get mad ninjas attention. You know what I mean? If she working at a
of
Home
course.
Depot, if she's working at a
Best Buy,
Lowe's,
Target, Walmart,
exactly. Hmm.
Subway, McDonald's, you name it. You name it.
Hmm.
Any any wage slave would go for them, but I don't know. Honestly, at this point, if 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 they're not reciprocating, let's just say, if they're not reciprocating you as a normal man, there is no point to you. If it's only for Chad or Tyrone or Chang or Ahmed or whoever, I don't know. There is no point in simping for them, or there is no point even approaching them. It's better to look for someone. I wouldn't say, because at the end of the day, we all grow older as the years go by. Looks are gonna fade, but the personality, the biggest thing that you, as a man who's looking for a future wife, or I don't know, long-term girlfriend, it should be the personality, loyalty, personality, and femininity. Can you even consider these grotesque abominations as women? You can't. I mean, look at this. Just look at the face. Just look at the face.
I would say this is a 5 out of 10. Still, a solid 5 out of 10. Well,
Eh,
you would say that. Well, you would say that's a 4, a 3. That's a hell of
I
a.
would say three, three.
Okay. So he knocks on record saying this is a 3 out of 10. Damn, damn.
Proper three. I've seen a lot of Russian chicks who are not even professional athletes, and they are 1,000 times better looking than her.
I agree. No, I agree with that. I agree. I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be objective. You know what I mean? But I agree. Like there's like you could just go to a McDonald's drive-through, you can see a chick prettier than her. No doubt. But trust me, even the pretty McDonald's drive-through worker, you'd be surprised how many approaches she gets. you know, man, like I've worked a lot of these jobs. So when you work with women like that, you see it. You'll be like you'll be surprised. Like you'll work with a waitress and you'll be surprised how many married dudes slip them their numbers, giving them massive tips because of their looks. You know what I mean? So
To be Chris, I have witnessed it firsthand, man. I used to be a server back when I was studying in college. We had a lot of, and I'm telling you, like model class servers, women. I'm telling you, like literally jaw dropping, stunning women. Really, like you would be even shocked. Like, why are they working here? From Turks, Polish, Russians, and they would get hell a lot numbers from our customers, the staff, and hell, even the management. Actually,
now that you mention it, you're right. She is a 4. She is, because now I'm just thinking about all the women that I used to work with, and I'm like,
I
nah,
never
they
said
actually.
four, and Chris, I never said four. I said I was generous while saying she was a three.
Oh no, yeah. You said
I was
you said
being generous.
3. You said 3. So you know what? Not so I'll deduct the point. I'll say 4. I'll say 4, and then you'll 3 is harsh. I think 3 is harsh.
No, she is generous. She is generous. I mean, look at the piece. She looks like a crackhead version of Miley Cyrus, man. I don't know, like how you can get your wood hard for this when you wake up. There is no way. There is no way unless you're taking Viagra. It's impossible. Either you're taking Viagra or Cialis just to get hard for this chick.
I'm trying to, let me see. Let me look up a better. How about, okay, this might be a better picture of her. How about this?
Hold on.
You see what I mean? Like
Jesus
she's
Christ.
like,
Jesus Christ. No, this is even worse. This is now one. This is even worse. As a matter of fact, let's go. As a matter of fact, it's not gonna end with a zero. Let's go -5. How about
oh
that?
no, okay, now we can't,
Jesus.
like a 0. That's like, I know zeros. No, that's not no 0. like,
No,
like
no,
I
no.
know
Let's
nah,
go
nah,
5.
man.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I just can't. This is very subjective. I'm not. Look. Then again, my taste could be terrible, but from what I've seen and what I've experienced, nah, nah.
But it's also like I said, it's also not just her looks. It's also, her personality. This is one of the rare, to the public, this is one of the rare ones that it's like, that's not, spouting, liberal rhetoric,
Yeah,
lecturing
give her
people.
some
She's just,
time. Just give her some time, Chris. Just give her a few months.
oh,
Forget
no, no,
few
no, no, no,
months.
no, no. No, I understand. I know what she is. I've talked about it on this channel. I know what she is. I know exactly. First of all, she's a freak. I know she's a freak. And number 2, she's a liberal. I know she's a liberal. But it's just to the normies. This, you know what I mean, to the normie dudes that are well, I don't want to, because chronic got love for her, but to most dudes, it's more than her looks. That's the point that I'm trying to say. But yeah, when you go physically, I would, yeah, I'll say, I'll be honest. I'll say a 3 out of 10. No, oh no, 4 out of 10. I'll say 4 out of 10. You said 3 out of 10. I'll say 4 out of 10. Because you brought up a great point. Because you brought up, the waitresses that you used to work with, and I started having flashbacks of all the hoes that I worked with in the past. And I was just like, oh nah, I can't even say that. I can't. I'm talking about women of all races, where you're just like, oh my gosh, she's stunning. Like you like I remember one woman that, oh, this one young lady. She was I think she was like half white, half Puerto Rican or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But she looked like a model. Ainsley, my guy, and that's one of my personal friends in real life. He knows her. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. We used to work with this one. She literally looked like a model. Like she had the height, super skinny, Everything like grown men with their kids used to literally go up to her and used to be like, you don't have to be working here. Like this shit. I used to be dying, man. Cause she's just like, yeah, thank you. She was like in her like her reaction, she wanted to like throw up. But I'm like, hey, welcome to the life. Welcome to the welcome to the baddie life. But like she wouldn't even work like full-time hours. She would work like 3 hours and leave. I'm not even joking. She wouldn't even work 4 hours. She would work 3 hours and then just leave. Ainsley can back me up. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. But yeah, we've if you're in the workforce, even if you work in like I think you'll run into just pretty women everywhere, bro. Just pretty women everywhere. You know what I
No,
mean? That's where
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, Chris, because the when I was working as a server, honestly, it was in a four-star hotel, so literally, even the older women who were in their late 20s, early 30s, they were 100 times better looking than what you just showed me right now. I mean, when you see that and when I see this and when I compare it to what I have experienced, it kind of raises the bar, you know. I mean, it could be that she has a terrible photographer. Who knows? Maybe uh, she's not that bad looking. Maybe it's just me being biased. But hey, I just how can I explain it? I wish I had pictures to show you. I wish I had pictures to show you.
no, like there's hoes everywhere, man. So there, a lot of men they forget, so it is what it is. B. Watkins says, oh, he says, to be fair, Alyssa is kind of chopped without her makeup. What she has going is that she is pleasant. Exactly. That's really what it is. He says back in the 2000s, this was Plain John's girlfriend. Now Plain John can only simp for her while Chad, fights Tyrone for her. Facts. He says you got to be minimum 6'5" and look like Bjorn Anderson to even get her on a date. Yeah, to get her to not to even flake. You know what I mean? King Pick Six says, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see the hype. B. Waska says, nah, your guest is right for calling me out. I have been affected by the simp blight. So B. Waska
To
is
be
saying
fair,
you're well and you're right for your criticism.
to be fair, Chris, I mean, I'm no position to be judging B. Watkins, man. Look, me, I got the yellow fever, and I've done some deplorable shit back when I was a bit younger. Hell, hell, I even had an entanglement with a torta one time. That was a one-time thing, and I was super drunk. So I'm not in a position to judge. I'm just saying.
See, B. Watson says, look, Alyssa to me is a 6. Without makeup is a 4 or 5. Okay, yeah, that's what I, I'm wrestling. I think it's harsh for me to say that this is a 4. I'll say 5. I'm gonna go back to 5. I'm gonna go back to just 5 because she's regular. She's regular, you know, and like hmm, because if I met a similar type and she was around the same age and she had a minimum and she had a low body count, I would go out. I'd take her out. You know, I don't know if I would make her a girlfriend, but I would definitely take her out just to see what's up. Like for me, I always say this: as long as you're not a single mom and you're somewhat in shape, we can let's see what's up. But even that apparently that's too much to ask for nowadays. Let me. I don't think I finished his chat. Oh no, I got it. Shout out to XVYJZ. He says show the receipts. No, bro. I'm telling you, like if you work, all you gotta do is work in the service industry, or just watch. Like, oh, you could literally go and it's no disrespect to Lisa Lou, because I'm not trying to disrespect her, but you could go to literally you go to any Burger King, as long as there's not Indians working there. You can go to a Burger King, and then it'll be like you go to the drive-through, and then you're gonna find one of the drive-through ladies that's like in her early 20s that's gonna look the same, if not better than, Elisa physically. So there's a like every day I see a new hoe, I'll be like, wow. It's just a matter, because I'm never like at the age that I'm at, I'm not locked into one girl. I'm always I'm always looking. I'm like, golly, there's a lot of, and especially if I'm traveling. Oh my God! Like, if you ever been to like one of these places like Miami, if you've been to like one, like I'll say, like, me specifically. Anytime I go to New York City, it's just like, damn, that's another one. Damn, these are all smashable. I'm looking like I went to I had a show last week in Harlem, and the act before us, they had all these white hoes on the dance floor, and I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, golly. Like, I remember Corey Holcomb said something funny. He said, man, he said one time I was in Times Square, and I said, man, all these hoes are looking like food. I was just like,
now careful,
Yo.
Chris.
Yeah,
Chris, be careful. Be careful of the groupies.
yeah, man. No. I'll say that those groupies weren't for us. They were for the. I'm not gonna say his name, because this was like a very good, like a very reputable, very good older musician, and he was killing it. He had all them white hoes on the dance floor of all ages. You know what I mean? Like, he was really good. But I was literally looking. I'm like, damn, these. Woo-wee. I was like, they all down to Harlem to see him. Damn, that's crazy. I'm looking at these hoes. I'm like, wow, this is. Woo-wee. Anytime I go to New York City, it's a reality check. It's a quick reality check. Like, there's hoes, there's women everywhere. There should be no reason as a man where you're just depending on one broad to satisfy you. There's no way. All you gotta do is you go to LA, go to New York City, anywhere in New York City. Because this was Harlem, right? But they traveled to Harlem to see this brother. And so Manhattan, man, yeah, facts. Manhattan, you just go to Manhattan. Oh my God, they're everywhere. There's no like now, imagine, like, people will get mad at men for cheating and all this stuff. Look, imagine if you're a man especially if you're a man with money and you have the means, you're gonna partake. Especially if you're at one of these cities. If you're in New York City, I'm trying to think of another popular city. If you have one in mind, you can blurt it out.
I would say LA would be LA, Miami. You have. I mean, those two places have higher ratio of okay looking ones.
Chicago. Oh yeah, Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Because I've been in Chicago. Pittsburgh. Yeah, when I was in Pittsburgh, when I did the stream in Pittsburgh last year. Oh man, Pittsburgh is such a beautiful city. Oh my God. Like, Pittsburgh to me is better than Philadelphia, in my opinion. Oh no. So B Watkins says, to be fair, LA is sort of torta central. So maybe scratch it off. No. Okay, so let's that Torture Central is San Antonio. Facts. Like if you go, I'm talking about deep Texas, Southern Texas. That is Torture Central right there. But there are parts
Or you
in
could
LA where it is Torture Central, so I can't disagree. Somebody said Arizona.
what about Kansas City? I hear a lot of Indians are touching down over there. So
Nah,
if you're
I,
into
I've
the Indian persuasion, yeah.
nah, like not Kansas City for me, nah. Even though there are a lot of hoes there. There's a lot of hoes there, but I mean like the best ones. Yeah, Arizona. Somebody say Arizona, like you get Phoenix, or if you go to any of the any of the universities in Arizona, that'll do. Like University of Arizona, you got Arizona State, like bruh, like these are like, to me, in my opinion, those are some of the baddest Caucasian females in terms of like college, college age Caucasian females, not even close. And then also, Boston and Rhode Island. Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts has a lot of colleges. Boston, yes. Oh, when I was younger, my family, we used to go to what's that island called? Why I'm blanking on this night. Cape Cape Cod. Yeah, we used to go to Cape Cod when we were younger. Yes. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, man. Yes. Uh Rhode Island is a sleeper though. Rhode Island is a sleeper. Um Vermont is I know this is all a lot of, Northeast people might say this is just New England bias, but bro, Vermont, yeah, it's some sleepers. B. Watkins says, I mean, Latinas, especially Mexican ones, get fat quickly due to diet, height, and lifestyle. Yeah, this is true. I'm talking about, oh my God, they'll be amazing at a certain point, but that torta gene kicks in and it's just undefeated. That torta gene it's undefeated, and you'll see it. You'll see it coming too. You'll be like, oh shit, it's coming. Like, remember when like Selena Gomez, people started seeing it with her, they're like, oh, it's coming. Here it is. It's just
The
you
torta
can't fight.
effect.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other places. Because I was in St. Louis, but I didn't really see a whole bunch of bad hoes. It's because it was I'm not trying to be racist and shit, but I wasn't feeling St. Louis like that. Even though I loved when I went on University of St. Louis, when I went on campus over there, I liked the university. Let me see. King Pig 6 says these Latinas have only a 3-year prime. I can agree with that. I can kind of agree with that. They have a short prime as well, but they be so, like, Latinas are so tempting. They're so tempting. I'll just leave that alone. B. Watkins says, I mean, I am surprised my mom is still thin after all these years. Yeah, I'll say this. If you see like really in shape Latinas like later on, those are like Latinas like that are very disciplined with their diet and their exercise, because it just when that gene kicks in, it kicks in. And usually it happens around, somewhere. A lot of it happens in their 20s, but you'll have some, they'll fight it off in their 30s, but once they decide to let go, it's just like it's irreversible. It's irreversible once it takes, a full-blown effect. Let me see if I can think of another spot. When I was in Washington D.C., I saw a lot of just people in general. We only because when I went on the road with the band, I only stayed in Washington D.C. We didn't even stay there. Like, we traveled the day of, and then because I had to stop, I had to meet them from the Washington D.C. train station, and then we left. So I didn't stay there for long. But even then, like I've been on a school trip to Washington D.C. and then I went on a family vacation to Washington D.C. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, you gotta, you know where you guys, it's kind of ruined now. You guys got to go to Daytona Beach. This is where like when they have the when they're doing the trucks, when they're showing off like the trucks. I forgot what that week is called, like where they come in with their trucks and all all that, where you see all the white hose come out. You know, that's quite a sight to see. But Daytona Beach is mostly a retiree kind of spot. But there's an event that happens where you'll have all these hoes they'll come out and show out for a little bit. I'm trying to think of another spot that I really I'm really trying to think, because Houston. Well, no, because Houston, they're pretty, but they got diseases, so you got to be careful
Yep.
about that. So I don't even want to say Houston. They're pretty though. They nice. They nice, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Pretty
recommend.
but deadly, like a poisonous flower.
Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect analogy. B. Watson says the issue with at least Mexican Latinas is that they eat tons of slop and carbs. Yes. B. Watson says the ones that stay thin have a better diet, portion calorie control, and exercise regularly. Man, I'll say this. A lot of men don't get to experience this. You need to experience like a older Italian woman cooking you food, like a really good older Italian woman cooking you food. That food be bomb. And I'll say the same. It'll be the same thing. Like I'll it's akin to like a older like Jamaican or an older Haitian lady that's cooking you food. Oh my, the food will be so bomb. So you understand why, like you get why they'll gain the weight very fast. You'll once you eat the food,
Mhm.
you'll be like, okay, I see why they're gaining the weight. King Pick 6 says, I don't know why my messages aren't getting sent. You got to be careful. Some certain things get flagged. Now, the settings on my chat is supposed to be a free for all, but it doesn't matter. Certain things, if you say, YouTube will hold it. And it's up to me to show the messages. Let me see. Okay, I'm seeing some of the messages now. So one of the messages that got blocked, it said King Pig 6 said Mexicans are built terrible. So YouTube blocked the message. I see another one. Yeah, I don't know why they're blocking your messages. I don't get it. So
Well, it's
XVYJZ also
festive.
says Maryland, if you like Ethiopian chicks. Ethiopian chicks are underrated, but I would say Eritrean chicks are the best.
Eritrean chicks.
Are better. Say that again.
Eritreans.
Oh yeah, Eritreans.
Eritreans.
Yeah. They those are the best. They low key might be the best. But they're gonna run your pockets because they're looking for money. You see, Pyro says, no shot. You went live today, and I was watching anime the whole time. Oh yeah, by the way, my my brother, when he invited his girl over, they was watching this anime. I forgot what the anime was called, but anyways, XVYJZ says, Italian food. Like, look, man, when I was younger, I had like this older Italian teacher, and then she would like when it was Christmas and Thanksgiving or like Halloween, she would cook like actual food and like make it herself and then just like bring it. And I was just, oh my God. Man, I was in tears. I was like, this is so good. She would make like pasta and all this ish. And then also when I was in high school, we did like when you're an athlete, they'll have like a pasta night, the day before the game, they'll have a pasta night. And I remember doing a pasta night at a dude's house. I don't want to say what his dad does as an occupation because you guys already know what I'm hinting at. Like he's a bit sketchy, but his mom did the cooking for the pasta night. Oh my god, her baked ziti, and she had the chicken parm. Different, just different class. You know what I mean? He said the men make guard like an MFer. This is true. Ethiopian and Eritrean men, they do. They
That
definitely
is
do.
true. That is true, and I can attest to that because my mother is an Eritrean.
Oh, nice. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it because I've seen it in terms of when I was hanging out with some of I wouldn't call them my friends, but some of my mother's friends, their children, especially when we were like 17, 18, 19, around that age, when you have like the relationship kind of thing, a boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing. Yeah, like a lot of dudes from different nationalities approach them, and I shit you not, I've seen, I've seen dudes, how dudes from that part of the country act, man.
See something here. Someone said Italian food is the best. Yeah, and by the way, shout out to Ronald Wichita because he figured out which food that I like the best. Like it was scary how accurate he was. He said he said no. He said looking at you and knowing you, you probably like Thai food and Jamaican food. Close second. I was like, how the hell did you know? I was like, Ronald, like you got to be you probably work for the feds or something. I never even wrote this down. I never even texted people my favorite food. I was like, how did you know Thai food and Jamaican food are my two favorite foods? I was like, Jesus, this guy is so good. Oh man, like yeah, to me, Thai food is the ranks supreme for me. Jamaican food a close second. But yeah, Italian food, you can never like if somebody say, hey, we'll take you to an Italian restaurant, I'm never gonna decline that. And depending on which Italian restaurant you go, I'm not talking about no, fucking Olive Garden, no disrespect, but I'm like a real Italian mom and pop spot where you know the people and then they cook. Oh, this is the stuff that I'm looking for. XVYJZ says I walked in an Ethiopian bar after work, fresh cut, suited and booted. The girls were choosing heavy, but the men were mean mugging me. Yeah, that happens. Like, also, yeah, I don't like. It is what it is. Men in general, they do this. They make guard their women. Right now on Black Twitter, it's the most embarrassing thing where you have black men and black women basically competing to see if white men or white women like them the best. It's really embarrassing to be honest with you. No, black white women loves black men the most. No, white men love black women like it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. B. Watkins says unrelated, but the amount of cope with invincible animation by Redditors make me laugh. Oh, let me not ruin it because I still didn't finish the last episode. But I know what you're saying. King Pick 6 says the US has the best black women for me. Huh? But for a white girl, I want to go to the source like Switzerland or Denmark. Nah. I heavily disagree. Best black women are it's probably, let me see, it probably is, let me hold on for a second. Let me search up this one country.
Rwanda?
Nah, I'll just say nah. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because I was trying to look up that the country, that the spot that they were talking. B. Watkins was talking about it. Yeah, the Mexican spot with the dark skin Mexicans. But nah, we'll keep it safe. We'll keep it safe. We'll say like for me, the best looking black women to me are from South America, right? So when we're talking about like it's really a combination of Brazil, right? For me, Brazil. Why am I blanking on these countries' names? Ecuador, yeah, Panama, right? Well, that's Central America.
The Caribbean islands.
That's just my opinion, and then obviously we can say we just said we just said Eritrea, Ethiopia, right? Oh yeah, Colombia, right? But it's a combination of a lot of those countries, in my opinion, in South America, and then a couple of countries in Africa that I would say that they have the best looking black women. A couple of countries in the Caribbean, I met a couple of there's a I know people might disagree. You could disagree with me when Trinidad, they got some beautiful women there. But yeah, Panama. Yeah, I would like for me. I wouldn't say America. I wouldn't say America. I would say just me personally. I would take a Central American country or South American country. Honduras has some beautiful looking melanated women. But I would definitely not say USA. I would no, and that's not me being biased. It's just I'm just looking like nah. I'd have seen women in like I'd have seen women in Barbados that look prettier than sisters in the Barbados, that look prettier than the ones that we have in America. Just me personally. So XVY Jay-Z says South Africa. Look, they do have some pretty women in South Africa. The thing is, South Africa got a lot of the HIV going on over there. So you got to be careful about that. But South Africa got some pretty women though. They got pretty women. It's like South Africa is like, to me, it's like Houston. They got pretty women, but you got to be careful. Like you really got to be careful down there. But yeah, when it comes to melanated women, yeah, Costa Rica, or no, you were talking about the other spot. Never mind. But yeah, Costa Rica has a lot of black people over there. Ecuador, and I'm blanking on these other countries. But I'll say, yeah, I'll say I'll keep it. It's Brazil and Colombia got the best looking melanated women.
What about Cuba?
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about Cuba. Oh my God. Dominican Republic. Yeah, Dominican Republic, Cuba. How did I forget about Cuba and the Dominican Republic? Oh my God. that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Yeah, Cuba. Thank you for that. Yeah, Cuba and the Dominican in the DR. Yeah. I can't believe. Oh, and there's some black women in Puerto Rico. Oh, sorry, a lot of black women in Puerto Rico. But I'll say the DR. But yeah, Cuba's got a really large African slash black population. So yeah, Cuba. Yeah. But anyways, let me bring up another video. Oh, you know what's crazy? I thought we would be like 2 or 3 hours in, but we're only an hour and a half in. That's a bit surprising. So let me bring up another Instagram video. See what we got here. $1 million, $2 million. No, we're not gonna bring up that video. Oh, this actually matches. So I want to show this video right here. We have Mrs. Danny Fernandez. I don't know if I ever did a video on her. I think I did. No. I did somebody else that was similar to her. She was also Latina. And she had a similar type of video where she was talking about she was 26 and didn't have and never had a boyfriend in her life. So this is something similar with her. We have this woman, her name is Danny Fernandez, and she's saying that she's 27 years old and never had a boyfriend. By the way, this is her Instagram page.
The lies.
Oh man, so I don't know what to do with this one right here, but let's take a look at the video. Let's take a look at this.
Laugh about it, but I also cry about it. And I just want to take it all out. You know, I've never had a boyfriend. I'm 27 and I've never had someone bring me flowers. I've never had someone bring me chocolates. I've never had someone, I've never had my someone. And it was kind of sad. And I know I shouldn't like compare myself and stuff, but it's hard when you go on Instagram and you just see like happy couples and stuff. And I laugh about it at the moment, but sometimes I'm just like sad and I just want to be able to talk about it and like, I don't know, express myself because it's a little hard. And it's also scary because I don't know, I don't want to be single my whole life. That's not something that I want. And I know a lot of people are again saying like it will come when you least expect it. Well, I haven't been expecting it for so long and it has not happened. Or just enjoy your alone time. I do enjoy my alone time, but I'm tired of being alone and feeling like I'm not lovable or I'm not pretty enough or I'm not good enough for anybody, So I don't know. I just feel like talking because again I do make fun of the situation, but I also feel sad about it. I'm a girl at the end and this is just me expressing my feelings. No.
So I saw something King Pig 6 said this. He says, I'm seeing a lot of stories like this, but really all it means is she rejected her looks match. Yeah. Somebody, I think somebody on Twitter, they showed they had like a generator, an AI generator where they would show the woman and then they basically make her face into a man. So basically they show the male version of the female and it says, would she ever date somebody that looks like this? Right. And that basically explains the problem. Also, you were going to say something?
Yeah, Chris. She's it. She's it looking. I mean, everything that she's saying, it's more of attention seeking actions. I'm pretty sure, and I can bet you $100 that if if this chick is complaining about herself being single, I'm pretty sure in her DMs there is a lot of dudes that are shooting their shots in her DMs. But she's not gonna give them the day of her time. She's gonna be looking for what's the Latino version of Chad or Tyrone? Should I say Juan Lopez?
No, I'll say this. She's not looking for Jose. She's looking for Chad. I'm gonna keep
It's true.
Chad. She doesn't want Jose. She wants Chad. I know these types right here.
True.
Let me look at this. It says it's hard for women to find a guy women live. Okay, so it's basically her comments is just dudes just roasting her. It's just dudes roasting. They're like, you can easily find a guy. This is true. She could find a guy. She just doesn't want her looks match. Like this is a this is a regular, this is a nice, 4, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, right? 4 to 5. Yeah, 4 out of 10. This is a nice.
I'd give her solid 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. Okay, I agree. Yeah, 5 out of 10. A nice solid 5 out of 10. She's because she's in shape. Because if you're in shape, that already kind of I know she got a big old head. You know, she kind of got the
The head is kind of working for her. I ain't gonna lie.
is working for her.
It gives her, yeah, it kind of good. It's kind of working for her.
Oh no, like I'm not saying she ugly, but
No, no, no. I know.
but it's an interesting 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I'm trying to 5 out of 10. But she should like this works. Like bottom line, this still works. She can find somebody. She's just rejecting her looks match, and she is forever Chad hunting. You know what I mean? So girls like that,
Yeah,
it's hard to feel bad for girls like this. You know, it's really hard.
yeah. Best of luck for her. I mean, she's gonna be 40 until she cries. We're the good nanette. So, hey, probably
But
Chad is gonna hit her from time to time, just to if he doesn't find something interesting. I mean,
so right here, we had this one young woman. She says, I'm 29 and I never had a boyfriend and I've never kissed anybody or
yeah,
anything. So I'll say this. She's actually not lying, but she's been smashed like vigorously.
yeah,
Like you'll be
yeah.
surprised. So I already know that you know, but I'm just talking to the main audience, to the people that don't know. If you have a woman saying, "Oh, I'm 20 this and I've never been kissed and I never had a boyfriend," that doesn't mean nothing. That means she's just been getting piped down, passed around, and that's it. And she just means she's never had a real intimate moment with a guy, and nobody's ever chose her. She's been forever a side chick for most of her dating life. And even if she did have a boyfriend, like the boyfriend that she had was something, she couldn't really brag about, so she's not even going to count that person. That's how, shallow a lot of these hoes are. But any woman that says, "Oh, I'm 26 and I've never been kissed," that doesn't mean she hasn't been piped down. There's a lot of guys falling for this trap. I've seen this a lot. Last year, one of my an old buddy of mine, he wanted me to do a gig, and it was these kids. One kid was playing a guitar. He's about 19 years old. He brought a friend. He's around 20 years old. And I overheard them talking. He was like, "Man, I found this really cool chick, man. She says she's never had a boyfriend." And I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, "Oh man." I was just like, I felt so bad. I was like, "Oh man, he's fucked." And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, I already know that chick is not even his age. That chick is probably 1 or 2 years older than him too. So I'm just like, oh man, he's just gonna have to go through the pain. You can't even intervene in something like that. You just gotta let dudes just go through the experience. So yeah,
Poor
it's a
bastard.
thing. It's a thing. Yeah, you see a lot of
Yeah,
women
poor
in here.
bastard. But it's a learning experience.
So it's a lot of women in the comments. They're saying, "Yep," they're saying I'm 33. Here she says, "Oh my God, look at this comment right here. This is crazy. Look at this. It says, I'm 33 and a half years old. I am in my first real relationship now. I felt like you until now. I'm so lucky to have what I have. He came when I gave up on love and life. I thought it never happened." Yo, let's look up this chick that made this comment.
Hey,
Okay, guys, let's keep it a buck. So when a woman like this is saying, "Oh, I've never had a boy. I've had my first real relationship at the age of 33." You think between the ages of 33 and 13, let's keep it a buck, she ain't never been with nobody? Come on now. You know what I
oh
mean?
no,
Like
she wasn't with anybody. Oh no, she wasn't with anybody. She was just getting pumped and dumped and ghosted in a cloud of kush.
to be fair to her, it looks like she has transitioned to she's been cleaning up her act. I'm looking like her oldest photo is from the year 2024 and she's 33 years old. So you already know in her past she probably posted pics other dudes that she thought, she was exclusive with, but they weren't really exclusive, or she probably posted herself, going on these trips. Yeah, like when you're seeing a girl's profile and then like her oldest photo is 2024, or you see like only 6 photos in her Instagram, that means she's been cleaning it up, you know.
Yeah, that is what's called the void century.
Yeah. Oh man, but shout out to this Danny Fernandez girl. She got to stop playing around. Come on now. You like by the time you hit, if you're a woman, by the time you hit age 25, but I'll say yeah, by the time you hit age 27, you've already met, the so-called one. You've met plenty of dudes that could have qualified, to help you out. If you're by the age of 27, 26, and you haven't find somebody, that's not a men problem, that's a you problem. You've had plenty of opportunities. Like way too many, I'll say. Especially her. If you're not fat, like I've seen fat single mothers be able to find some, like, come on. Like what is that? I'm talking about I know fat single moms that can't cook still can find a simp out there. You mean to tell me you can't find nobody? I mean, are you really that dry to be around? Like you're just that. But also, we got to also remember too, most women, they don't qualify necessarily to be a wife. Their best role is to be, like, the best that they could probably be in life is to be a concubine or a side chick. You know what I mean?
Or
So,
practice.
yeah, or practice, escort. Some of them, some women, they need to be an escort. That's just, they have to sell pussy on the side. So there's always a place, for a hoe, or for a woman. If your vagina is still intact, there's always a place for you. It's just a matter of like where, that we're actually gonna put you at. Somebody said, I blame social media. We see too many people to compare others with. No, women see too much, too many. I like how he's trying to make this gender neutral. No, this is a woman problem. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking at the women that are commenting, that are trying to comfort her. You got women saying that they're 28, 29. I haven't been in a real relationship. We got forever side chicks all up in the comments. It's some interesting work. Somebody said, you're not alone, my love. I am 27, 13-year history with an ED and trying to build my little life again. Oh God. Good Lord.
Mm, we are cooked. We are definitely cooked.
But anyways, she should know better. She should know better. Like, I remember I brought up a Latina woman last week, and she was talking about how she's close to being homeless because she can't pay the bills and all. I'm like, where's I'm I'm sitting there like, where's her man? Where your man at? Where's your Jose? Where's your Fernandez? Where's your Pablo? Your I'm like, one of these guys got you, surely. Where's your dad? Where's your uncle? Somebody. I'm like, you got no man in your life that can give you some money? Damn. But and then you got a lot of these hoes. They'll make like $60,000 a year or $50,000 a year, and they'll live by themselves in these so-called luxury apartments, paying an arm and a leg to live at these spots, and they know they can't afford these places. I see it a lot in New York. I don't want to
And
put them
don't
on.
forget the Gucci bags, the Louis Vuittons, the Versace's that they spend all of their money on. And they even go to debt just to buy these. What do you call them?
Like, they'll make 80,000 a year. Sorry. They'll make $75,000 a year or close to that. Six or like let's be honest, they'll make like 65K to 75K a year, and then they'll call themselves boss chicks. And I'm just like, nah, that's like that's like, that's the standard for what a man is literally expected to make if he wants to think about supporting a family. But then they'll live completely above their means and find themselves in a lot of financial troubles. I see a lot of, particularly in New York City, I see a lot of that. I'm like, and they'll live. Oh my God! I'm like, how do you afford this spot? They're gonna have to sell their punani for money, you know. XVY JC says, I actually prefer cream skin Latinas and light skin Afro Latinas. Yeah. Well, he said racially ambiguous, my type of mix. Yeah, that's normal. It's it's a lot of black dudes that are afraid to say that they prefer light skinned chicks because they don't want to be called a colorist, or anything. Me, I always say this: I prefer my women to not be a single mom and to be in shape, and then we'll see what's good with that, because I find a lot of women pretty. You know what I mean? Just off, physically. There's a lot of women I find attractive. I'm just like, are you a single mom? Yes. God damn. You know what? Never mind. You know what I mean? No, and it's no disrespect. And then we'll see what happens. But like, it's a lot of women, they don't even like it when I say that. I always like, women have literally asked me, like, what are you looking for in a woman? I'm like, well, all I say is, if she's not a single mom and if she's somewhat in shape, we can talk. That's it. That's literally all I say. And they're just like, what? See, King Pick 6 says, I'm not doubting she can get casual relationships with top men, but her looks match to settle down with is an average guy. Yeah, of course. I agree with that. But let me see if I can bring up another woman. Let me see if I can bring up another situation. Oh man, I'm looking at all these old clips that I saved that I never used. Oh, right here. This is very important right here. This is a very important video because you're going to see a lot of Gen Z, particularly older Gen Z women, going through this. Let me see if this video pops up. Oh no, this is the same. I thought I copied the link. Let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. Here we go. We have a Muslim woman from New York City, and she's talking about how she's going through a phase where she asked her parents, I think she asked her parents or one of her elders to arrange her. So she's been trying these arranged situations to see if one of these guys that she's been arranged with will try to marry her. So this is very interesting. Let's look at her reaction to this.
7 arranged marriage processes this year, and here's why every single one didn't work out. Number 1 was obsessed with white people and wanted to be white. I turned him down. Number 2 was a Trump supporter and kept talking about physical intimacy with his future wife and how he wanted to come home after work, and I turned him down. Number 3 kept talking about physical intimacy, and I found out from mutuals that he had made unwanted physical advances on multiple Muslim women, so I was like, no. Number 4 was sweet. He was just very religious, and his family was extremely traditional to the point where I was freaking out because I felt like I would have to pretend to be somebody I'm not to piece of my whole life. And also, I didn't even reject this one. They actually rejected me once they realized that I have like a talk show and do all this stuff. So I was really relieved. Number 5, this guy was actually really smart and great, but this one's tragic. After giving it a lot of time, I ended up turning it down because I just felt like I couldn't get there. This one sucked. Number 6, sweet guy. He was just like straight from Pakistan, and I just felt like the cultural gap was maybe a lot. Number 7, this one's actually not even over yet, but I just feel like it will be soon because I keep forgetting to respond. I feel like I deserve punishment for this one. Thanks for tuning in for my Rissa Rap 2025. Tune back in next year for I can't keep doing this. I've been through 7 arranged marriage processes this year, and here's why every single
Bruh, she went through 7 dudes. They set her up with 7 arranged dudes. where basically like they basically set her up to for her to basically get married. They're like, okay, here are 7 dudes. There's no way that she's not gonna get chose. And she still failed. This is some interesting stuff, man. Like how they set you up with 7 dudes that you asked for, 7 arranged situations, and you still end up 0 for 7. How?
One thing for certain is that even even I don't know if you I don't know if you noticed it or not. She was literally nitpicking everything from each and every guy that she had an arrangement with. I mean,
But
she's setting herself this
let's go through everything that she nitpicked though. This is very interesting.
Have an arranged marriage.
All right.
So let's go through all the things. Let's go through the 7 guys. This is gonna be fun. Let's go through everything that she was nitpicking with every single guy.
I've been through 7 arranged marriage processes this year, and here's why every single one didn't work out. Number 1 was obsessed with white people and wanted to be white. I turned him down.
So okay, so that's number 1. That was her personal. That was probably an ick for her. But she's probably obsessed with white people herself, so that was just a reflection of her. But that's just my opinion. But we'll give her a pass with that one.
Number 2 was a Trump supporter and kept talking about physical intimacy with his future wife and how he wanted to come home after work, and I turned him down. Number 3.
So you turned him down because of politics?
Oh no! It's I think it's the second part that you didn't like.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. The let me replay it again.
Physical intimacy with his future.
Yeah, the physical intimacy part. Exactly. She didn't want to hear that.
I don't know.
Well,
why does she think? I don't know why. Then why do you want to get married?
Well, that's the point though. That's the point, because really she's just looking for a retirement plan. They're not like, when women are looking to get married, they're not looking to have sex, right? Men get married to have exclusive, sexual exclusivity. That's why men usually get married. Women don't get married for sex.
Here's the thing, though, Chris. She said she's Muslim, right?
Yes.
If she marries a guy and she does not produce him an heir, an offspring, she's basically worthless, especially in the Muslim culture, man.
This is true.
She's probably gonna marry a second wife or a third wife.
This is gonna be her what they call it, a starter marriage, right?
Number 2 was a Trump supporter and kept talking about physical intimacy with his future wife and how he wanted to come home after work, and I turned him down. Number 3 kept talking about physical intimacy, and I found out from mutuals that he had made unwanted physical advances on multiple Muslim women, so I was like, no.
So the number 3, so apparently physical intimacy is a trigger for her, so that's quite interesting. Now the third one, I'll give her a pass because they're saying that mutuals and her friends are saying that he's a little bit touchy feely, so I'll give her a pass. I'm gonna be honest. I'll give her a pass for number 3 and kind of number 1, but I'll definitely give her a pass for number 3 because you never know.
I don't know number 3, to be honest with you.
She could be lying. She could be lying.
There was no clear explanation. She's just saying unwanted advances. It's not like what happened or whatever. I don't know. I'm just in defense. I'm in defense about this one.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Just on paper, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not buying a lot of these explanations.
Number 4 was sweet. He was just very religious, and his family was extremely traditional to the point where I was freaking out because I felt like I would have to pretend to be somebody I'm not to appease them my whole life. And also, I didn't even reject this one. They actually rejected me once they realized that I have like a talk show and do all this stuff. So I was really relieved.
So basically, you were bad for him. Like, so she actually found that was the winner right there, the number 4 guy. But she's such a horrible person that basically that even as desperate that the other family probably wanted, the guy to find a wife, they're just like, nah, we can't even set you up. Such a terrible person.
I mean, he dodged the bullet. He dodged the missile.
Oh, your audio's kind of cutting out.
Yeah, sorry. Second.
So say that. Say your explanation one more time.
Yeah, I said that he dodged the missile, man.
Yeah.
He lucked out.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Let me look at some of these comments so far. Let me see if I missed anything. XVY Jay Z says CGA said it best. Always ask a woman you want to get married, but are you ready to be a wife? Yeah, this is the because to them just getting married is just like they just a check off the bucket list. You know what I mean? He says apparently this triggers them and expose their this exposed their retirement plan most. Yeah. So yeah, like if you literally ask a woman, do you want to like do you want to get married, but do you really or are you actually ready to be a wife? Most women are going to cringe at just you asking, yo, do you actually want to be a wife? You know what I mean? Most women, they're not trying to hear that. And that should be like once you see them cringe at that term, that should tell you everything you need to know. King Pick 6 said that these women don't want marriage, they want a ring and the celebration, not the part about being a wife. He said facts, a check off the bucket list.
Number 5, this guy was actually really smart and great, but this one's tragic. After giving it a lot of time, I ended up turning it down because I just felt like I couldn't get there. This one sucked.
But so you already know, Demi,
Huh?
she wasn't physically attracted to the guy. That's all that means. So let me see. So number 1. So basically, yeah. So number 1, she had number 1, number 4 and 2 was fine, and number 5 was fine. So she basically turned down 3, like basically 4 out of the 6. If I give her the benefit of the doubt, 4 out of the 6 guys were perfectly fine, like suitable candidates for her to marry, and she turned it down.
Boy. Hell, even one of her potential suitors turned her down.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't even call it 4. We should be calling it 3.
Yeah.
6, sweet
I
guy.
swear
He
to
was
God.
just like straight from Pakistan, and I just felt like the cultural gap was maybe a lot. Number 7, this one's
Bruh, so that's another perfectly good guy. This was the traditional guy that you were looking for. Oh my god.
actually
Oh
not even
man.
over yet, but I just feel like it will be soon because I keep forgetting to respond. I feel like I deserve punishment.
So basically 5 out of the 7 guys. She turned down 5 perfectly good suitors, like 5 perfectly good men.
I have only one thing to say to this chick. Be comfortable with being alone, because you're never ever gonna find a man or get married. You might become Chad's toy or Tyrone's toy, but I would recommend you to invest in cat food. Well, there is no point in you investing in cat food. I would recommend you buying cats, buying a big ass sweater, buying box wine, and a lot of tissues for your emotional damage.
Yeah, she just oh yeah, somebody said on the comment, they said if you have the choice whether to refuse or accept them, it's not arranged marriage by definition. But no, like they were just trying to they basically tried to set it up for her where she was going to get married no matter what, and she still oh man, and she still is oh my goodness. Oh man. Somebody said there were literally decent options here, yet women will proclaim there are no good men. Yeah. Like 5 out of the like she had legit like if we're taking her at her word, she had 4 out of the 7 guys that she could have easily taken. If we're taking her at her word. Now, me personally, 5 out of the 7 she could have got. So this is ridiculous. Yeah, the 7th guy she's currently going out with, and she's already talking crazy ish about him. Oh man. So okay, we have a woman in the comments. She says the amount of men talking about sex during the arranged marriage process is crazy. Here's the thing I don't get, you know, with today's women. Like they're mad that their husbands want to have sex with them. Like It's like, okay, do you want him to have sex with somebody else? Like
Well,
what?
they're kind of offended. The thing is that in their mind, they still think that they're young, attractive, and fit downstairs. The thing is, when they come back to reality, they do realize that they're old and they're married to someone that they just opted out. Like, okay, this is my baccaran. This is not my intended plan. So of course they're gonna be pissed that they're offended that their husbands want intimacy from them.
Yeah, this is sad, man. This is sad. But anyways, let me bring up um some Will Smith clips. I'm just gonna replay some of these clips because people already know what we think about these clips. But I did wanted to bring up that video because this is gonna be a lot of these hoes where basically they're gonna be put in a winning situation and they're still going to lose. But that'll be interesting down the line. Um Oh yeah, Henoch, you might have to mute if you're not talking, only because there's some things in the background that's bleeding through the mic.
Gotcha.
King Pig 6. Oh no, actually YJZ says she'll find a sucker when she rage quits from the dating market. She I just first of all, I just think in her situation, she doesn't really want, a guy from her parents' country, Pakistan. She doesn't really want a Pakistani. She's another. She wants Chad or Brad, right? And she wanted Chad at first, and now she's really looking for a Brad. But since the Brad, even that the Brad thing hasn't worked out, so she's looking for an arranged situation. So she's already went through her financial bro stage. When you got I've already told you about that. Like that's usually what happens is you have these chicks, they move to these big cities, and they, once they're done Chad hunting, then they're looking for a quote unquote husband. They're looking for a Brad. So they'll look for a quote unquote finance bro. And once they move to these cities and they go on a date with a finance bro, they get humbled very quickly because finance bros are, especially in New York City, they're notorious for dealing with escorts, like like heavily involved with escorts. So these little girls, whatever, little girls mentally, they think that they can, do that whole I'm gonna hide the sex from him and he's gonna do everything because he wants to have sex with me. That doesn't work with the finance bros, and they put you in your place very quickly. Like they humble you really quickly, and then they realize they have nothing to offer, so they get their heart broken, they get humbled by really quickly by the finance bros, and then now she's on her stage where she's now going with the she's trying to do an arranged marriage process, I know this is way too specific, but I know a couple of chicks, some Pakistani, some Bangladesh, some Palestinian, and they're basically at that phase that she's talking about. And I saw everybody that they dated. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Let me look at her profile. So, okay, she's she's in New York City. She's 25 years old. She's in finance, allegedly. Oh yeah. Yeah, this isn't good. But anyways, let's go to before I move on to Twitter, let's read some of these comments. King Pick 6 says, to be honest, she could go on Hinge and get married in less than 6 months. This is true. But it's gonna be with a guy that she is completely unattracted to. So you remember those clips of Diana Rossini that's been going viral of her just shitting on her husband, that's basically going to be her. You know what I mean? So like we always say that, oh man, women will still find a simp at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, she still loses because she's not with the guy that she actually wants. You know what I mean? Or she actually wants to be with. Not even with the second or third guy she wants to be with. She's with like a guy that she's just like, okay, he'll do. You know what I mean? All those clips of Diana Rousselia like just ripping her husband, just openly disrespecting him. That's basically the situations a lot of these girls are going to find themselves in, because they're going to be marrying a man. They're not like, even where basically even the money is not going to be enough to where they appreciate it. Well, at least he has money. They're just not physically, financially, spiritually attracted to their man at all. And this is what happens when you have girls in their late 20s trying to find a husband, late 20s, early 30s, etc. King Pick 6 says, I feel like we all know this type of girl like this in high school or college who isn't ugly but thinks they are the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah, we all know a chick like this. King Pick 6 also says, what makes it harder is these women don't want a man of the same culture. Yeah, this is why you can see it, where she rejected 5 perfectly good men for her. And you're seeing it. She's like, oh man, one of the guys, he was so good, but he was too Pakistani. I'm like, bruh, that's literally your country. That's your parents. That's the country of your parents' homeland. How is this not good enough? But and this is the situation. This is the type of guy she literally asked for. She asked for an arranged situation. Can you arrange me this? Knowing that all the guys are going to be of her culture, of a similar background. And she's just like, I can't do this. This is beneath me, in her mind. This is that's sad. That's really sad. But anyways, let's bring up some of these clips again. Here we have this main clip that I showed in the beginning of the live stream of Jada Pinkett throwing Will Smith clean under the bus for the Chris Rock incident, and her acting like she had nothing to do with this situation. So this is very interesting.
Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. I'm like, what is going on right now?
My wife's
name out of your
Yes,
mouth,
yes,
right? And I'm
yes.
like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on. Chris,
Now she's trying to play the card of, Will Smith, he needs healing. Something's wrong with him. Man, these hoes are evil, bro.
looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
And what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old That's all I could think to say, right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
Jada, you're on camera. Will Smith was laughing at the G.I. Jane joke. You made a face. You were not happy with that joke, and you looked not directly. You side-eyed Will Smith. You controlled him like the Terminator. And Will Smith proceeded to throw his career away. Let's not act like you didn't know, you had nothing to do with this and blah, blah, blah. Come on, let's not do this. But by the way, this interview is from 2023. It's just this interview is just going viral again.
You became the bad guy. Look what Jada made him do. Jada rolled her eyes and look what he did. He ran up there and hit Chris. Poor Will. That's what the narrative became.
Yeah.
So
no, that's what happened. Oh, this is the narrative that we created. No, this is exactly what happened. Your Jedi mind tricks shall not work on us.
Poor Will because of
the adulterous wife who forced him to go to the table and sit there, you know what I mean? And now look at what she's done. She has the power with an eye roll to make him go up and slap somebody on stage.
So we already went over this clip. Now let's look at another video of Will Smith. Let's see here. Let's hear him talking about happiness, right? So him talking about happiness. So this should be interesting. Let's look at this clip right here. Somebody says zero accountability. He says, why can't this old woman sit down?
It is an absolute abyss when you realize that there's nothing left in this world to reach for to make you happy. The material world is utterly incapable of providing lasting happiness. It's just you have to get to the ends of the things and still be miserable to realize that. People talk about rock bottom. I coined a phrase that there's a corresponding place called, I call it cliff top, where you wear out everything in the material world. It is an absolute abyss when you realize that there's nothing left in this world to reach for to make you happy. And then you realize that the final frontier is getting your inner house in order. With no women, with no drugs, with no money, with nothing, can you cultivate a joyful spirit just with you and you?
Interesting words. Interesting words. And then let me see if there's anything more that I got to cover with that. Because there's not much commentary that's needed with this situation.
Well, not so much for me. And I think this is really important. But the fact that there could be a jab at alopecia.
Will then went on a profane tirade warning Chris not to mention his wife's name. Jada couldn't believe what she was hearing.
What is going on? Now, first of all, I'm really...
So this is the part. So let me hear that beginning part again.
Well, not so much for me. And I think this is really important. But the fact that there could be a jab at alopecia.
Oh my God. So she was really, she's still on that alopecia shit. This bitch acted like she was having cancer and the dude was making fun of her bald head. Oh my God. By the way, let me play this Corey Holcomb clip. Let me play this Corey Holcomb clip when he's making fun of Jada in her bald head. Here we go. This is the clip that I said I was going to clip for a long time, but I never did.
All the piece of that pussy in your I am Corey Holcomb. Now lean on the waist in the motherfucker, man. I'm gonna burn bridges tonight, not because I'm evil, but because the truth is what so many people hesitate to say. Let's start with the motherfuckers who say that the shit was fake. Let's just get them out the way. All the motherfuckers who say that what happened was fake. Okay, we're not gonna argue with you. It's so funny how the people that say it's fake act like they know it was fake.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was fake.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is you talking about? This shit was fake, motherfucker.
They give me what they are. These are two professional.
I can't say what's fake and what's not. Hollywood do all kind of fuck shit. But if it is fake, if they let black people go up there and act a fool like that staged, I am ashamed of everybody who has something to do with it. If black people, I think that every man who is of a certain age, over 45, every man who allows an evil, cankerous whore to be in their presence at age 45 and older, if you allow an evil, wicked bitch who fuck her son's friend to accompany you on your shoulder in public, you ain't gonna get nothing but drama.
So I can't disagree with that.
Everything he said are facts. There is nothing that he said that is wrong.
Now, here's the
She's
interesting
a
part.
degenerate.
How many men are brave enough to say it like this? Maybe outside of a few people in the MGTOW space, maybe outside of Hammerhand, Chronic. You know what I mean? Because most people, because you know what happened last week? There was a comedian that came on the Corey Holcomb show, and he was saying that Corey is not getting the opportunities in Hollywood because he's quote unquote too mean. This came out of another comedian's mouth. I shit you not. He's too mean. Would you consider what he said mean?
No, no, it's brutal honesty. It's not mean. He's not. He's not. He's not lying. He's not trying to degrade her for something that she didn't do. She did everything that he listed out. She cut her husband. She smashed her son's best friend. She emasculated her husband in front of people. I mean, the proof. The proof is in the pudding. What else? He's not mean. Whoever calls him mean, bro, is I
This
don't
came
know.
this
I
it came out of a comedian's mouth. The comedian's name is Chris Spencer. Like Chris Spencer came on the show and he said, "Look, Corey, I love you and all this stuff, but the reason why you're not in blah blah blah, but it's like your jokes are it's mean. You're mean." I'm sitting there just like I'm like, what? How are we at a space in 2026? I'm calling another man mean for some jokes, not even for like the commentary. Like he was saying his jokes are mean.
yeah, it's just that what do you call it? People have fragile egos at this point. They can't handle a joke, regardless, even if it's what do you call it? Even if it is something as light as making jokes about alopecia, people would still rage the fuck out. And we're already seeing it. Forget Chris Rock. We already saw it in a lot of major, a lot of Hollywood sexual comedians. A good example was Bill Burr. Bill Burr. I forgot his name as well. Uh, uh,
What about Patrice?
no. He's well known. I cannot believe that ever. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Dave
I mean,
Chappelle.
look at it. Yeah, surprisingly, I forgot about him. He made a joke about the truants and see how people rage the fuck out.
Yeah, it's a very interesting time. But you know, it was just crazy. Like the comedian from last week, that he was saying that the stuff that Corey Holcomb be saying is mean, and I'm like, what could he pop? Because I will say this. I don't know if you had a personal experience in your life. You don't have to say it, but I've dealt with mean people, like actual like mean people. I don't remember anything that Corey has said where I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? It's only like a few times where I'm like, damn, this nigga went too far. But I'm talking about when he's talking about social commentary, when he's just making jokes. I'm like, where is he? Where has he been mean? He's not mostly mean. He's probably said some mean things, but it was probably that one or two twice. You know, but you know, it is what it is. But but he was also saying that Corey got into a lot of trouble for his commentary on celebrities like Will Smith, Jada Pickett, etc., etc. Even though what we're hearing, he's describing what she did. He's describing it. He's not even saying anything like he's not saying a lie. He's saying exactly what Jada did. But in this society, if you hold up a mirror to the actual scumbags, they're gonna call you mean. They're gonna they're not gonna call you a liar. They're just gonna call you mean and oh you speak too much. You know, so this is the society that we're living in right now.
Let's just start saying that. You cannot sit up front at the Oscars with a bald head, bitch, and expect nobody not to say something. It is impossible. You cannot be, well, as my man Willie D said, all head hog. Even Lupita had a wig on. Lupita, whatever that is. The African bitch had some hair. She knew better than that. That bitch was like, I'm going to put on something, fuck that bullshit up front. This nigga came to the Oscars with a bald head bitch that fucked y'all son, homie, in y'all house.
They said that you got alopecia, Cole. They said you got alopecia, man.
No, August got all the pieces of that. August got all the pieces of that pussy in your house, Will. You slapped the wrong man. You slapped the wrong man. A man say, G.I. Jane, he said, I love you. G.I. Jane too, can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Will, your goofy ass laughed at first. You got checked by your bitch on site. Your bitch did this. Nigga, you's a goofy for that, nigga. You's a goofy, nigga. How in the fuck we live in a world? First of all, man, come on, man. Chris Rock, 155 pounds. He don't fight motherfuckers. Chris Rock ain't known for fighting motherfuckers. Will Smith, I know you a big nigga. I know you be with them goons. I know them goons from Philly. I don't mean no disrespect by telling the truth. Them goons from Philly, even if they mad at me, y'all motherfuckers need to make sure y'all man know what's up. He around a cankerous whore. I got that off the movie Tropical Thunder. I just thought it was good. Your wife's a cankerous whore. Hey, Will, you remember way back when I said your wife was a cankerous whore? I didn't mean it, man. I didn't mean it. Nigga, what the fuck? Will, you are black acting. You came from motherfucking rapping to turning into one of the best actors I've seen.
Of all time.
What's that movie where he was on the island, stranded, and the monsters was out there?
I Am Legend. Yeah, I Am Legend.
Man, that man should have won an Oscar for I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Man, that motherfucker was raw in that movie.
That's a bad ass dude. I read a book. One mama threw with it. Mama threw the book.
Hey, man, Will Smith suffers from being around an awful bitch. This bitch went on Oprah and said, you fuck her like a girl.
Oh, I didn't even know you said that.
What? You don't know all this.
Yeah, this is true. These are all facts right here. He did go on Oprah and basically started talking about how Will is not doing what he's supposed to do in the bedroom in front of on live national TV, just pure emasculation. But apparently, but according to the comedian, I think his name is Chris Spencer. I think that's the comedian's name that came on the show, like a very, very well-connected comedian, very famous comedian. He said that Corey got in a lot of trouble for his opinion on this situation. But these are all he did is put a mirror to what Jada did. And apparently Will Smith was offended by this. So this is why Corey was having a couple of problems in Hollywood in the 2020s. So this is very interesting.
I know she been
That
trying
bitch said, I don't love him.
I know she been trying to get him to be like Tupac his whole life.
This nigga is chasing a dead man's swag.
Yeah.
Man, so yeah, shout out to Will Smith, man. But I'll say this, because when you look at the history of Will Smith, he was married to his first wife. He left his first wife for Jada, allegedly, right? So technically, everything that he's getting, he signed up for it. You know, so this is where Will Smith, he has to take accountability for leaving his first situation for a woman that does not love him. King Pick 6 says Corey has no filter. That's why I like his content. Say, like, mind you, there's a lot of people that I might not even agree with. I'm not gonna say no names, but I like them specifically because they're speaking from the heart. Because they're still speaking, even whether I'm talking about they're demonetized or monetized, they speak from the heart. And I got to respect that, right? Pyro says, wow, so we're not supposed to tell the truth anymore. People are calling us mean. Yeah, I swear on everything. The comedian was on Corey's platform. I'm talking about he's on Corey's platform. And he's talking about, well, I feel like your jokes are mean. The fuck? What are we doing? Let me see if I can. I know I have some time. I know I'm really supposed to sign off, but I gotta see if I can bring this shit up. Chris Spencer. So Because I even saw, I saw other people reacting to this, and people was saying that Chris Spencer was right to call Corey Holcomb, out Corey Holcomb. Like, what? Oh my goodness. So Chris Spencer, you hear him, he says, "You are mean." But yeah, it's very interesting where basically the energy is now where basically they want Corey Holcomb to apologize for the shit he said. Now, me personally, I've been around, I've been in situations where people have gone out their way to disrespect me, to emasculate me, men and women, like real mean people. I've seen female teachers that have been mean to kids, but Corey Holcomb talking about hoes not doing what they supposed to do is the is the line that they draw in the sand. You know, it ceases to amaze me. You know,
Yeah, Simps will do anything for their queens. Corey did not do anything wrong. I mean, everything that he said is factual, and this is not mean. If you really want to see what mean is, just go IRL. In our day-to-day life, you're gonna meet real mean people who will actually, as you said, Chris, they will insult you, try to pick up fights with you, they will emasculate you. It's just cucks and simps that are against base people like him.
hold on. Where's my phone? I had something like let me tell you some mean things that just happened like recently. There's this older lady who she arranges like pickup soccer sessions, for boys and girls in their 20s and 30s, just trying to have fun or trying to relive their little glory days. Something happened, a payment didn't go through, so she kicked out one of the dudes in the group because he kept missing his payments. She showed the group the screenshot of the message that she got from the guy, and the stuff that he said to her, that was some mean shit. Like, I'm talking about in the text message. I'm trying to find it. I might one day I might share. Let me see if I could share this. I'm gonna save because this is just one of many things. Because mind you, I also I work in customer service too, mind you. So People keep talking about mean this. I've worked with mean employee. I've worked with mean colleagues. Right. I've had mean colleagues. I've had mean customers, like real, like evil hearted, like things that they will say. And I'm really I'm shocked what people get offended with nowadays. Let me just see if I can bring up this WhatsApp message. I'll talk about like the hateful message that she got because he got kicked out the group. Like he was saying that she's old. Why are you 52 years old and this is why you have no man? I'm like, God damn, just going in. I'm like, she's the one that's organizing all these events and all this. Like, you just going. I'm talking about he went low, like real low. But apparently people like that will still have friends and people will still hang out with with them. They still keep their jobs. But Corey Holcomb got to apologize because what? He made one or two abortion jokes that you didn't like. And he's a comedian. It's literally his job. That's what got him his fame, his infamy. And you're telling him how to do his job. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Let me see. This might be an older screenshot. Let me see if I can find that message. Just to show you I'm not making this stuff up. Oh man. Let me see. By the way, Pyro, did I ever send you that video recording of the girl? Let me know in the chat. Did I ever send you that video recording? I think I sent it to Ainsley, but I think I sent it to you too. Of the young girl that said what she said when she said that she can only she can only date older dudes. Cause I think I sent it out to a couple of people. Cause I got these screenshots, I got these video, these screen recordings. I don't remember if I sent it to you, but I sent it to somebody. Cause I was like, why can I not find these screenshots? Ah, damn. Let's see, Friday, April 3rd. Nah, it wasn't that long ago. I don't know how to look through the images of everything that's been sent. See if I can find. Okay, here we go. Ah, here it is. Here it is. So let me send these screenshots. Like this is like a 30-year-old man talking to an older woman, right? Just like with zero respect, zero regard. Let me share these screenshots with y'all. Let me see. Let me just make sure it's not showing any addresses. Okay, we're good. So let me save this to my Google Drive. Or let me see if I can share. Let me share this to. Yeah, let me share this to my Google Drive. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna show this is like one of like many mean things that I've seen from from your average, day-to-day folk. It's crazy. Let me see. Cancel. Share. Google Drive. Boom, boom, boom. That's the second screenshot. And the third and last and final screenshot. Right here. Here we go. Oh, fuck. What's going on? It should just automatically save. Here we go. Let me see. He said, I'm gonna look back again. Cause I think I sent it. I don't know. I might have sent it. I don't know. But I remember I think I sent it to oh no, no worries, Enoch. I see your message. No worries. Because I'm about to sign off myself. But before I sign off, I gotta share you guys these screenshots. I gotta share these screenshots. Just to show you. And this is like a 30-year-old talking to a 50-year-old woman. So imagine how other men are talking to each other if they have a disagreement. So this is some interesting stuff. Let's see if I can open one of this. Okay, we'll download this. We'll download this. I know there's got to be a way faster way to do this, but because hold on. Let me stop talking. Let me stop talking. Let me not describe my actual hardware. But let's bring up these screenshots right here. Is it about the maroon? No. Like the screen. I remember I sent like a video recording one time about the young girl that was like, she said like when she was 13, she said that's when I knew I can only date older dudes. But I think I only sent it to Ainsley. I could be wrong. But let me share these screenshots with you guys. I don't know. Can I highlight? Can I select multiple at once? Oh no, I can't. I guess I can't. All right. So I want you guys to look at this screenshot right here. First screenshot. He says, "You have said to worse to me over collecting your." He says, "You're insane. A lonely 52-year-old." Sorry, my bad. My StreamYard just timed out on me. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. My StreamYard just timed out on me. Maybe I wasn't supposed to share those screenshots. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can try. Let me try to share the screen. I'm gonna try to share the screenshots one more time. And if something weird like that happens again, I'm going to be like, whoa, what? Never mind. Here you have this one screenshot, right? You have said the words to me, insane, a lonely 52-year-old woman no one likes. Only reason people hang with you because of soccer. It's sad that you have to call me, blah, blah, blah. Said I just block you. So here we have another message from Alex. Sorry, I'm putting his name on blast. He says, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I always played ultra soft with you because you are a woman and old, and you are not very fast or good. Done being nice to a crazy, lonely old hack." This is a man in his 30s sending this message to a woman in her early 50s, mind you. Zero respect, right? Here's another message. He says, "Haha, you're right. You will always be alone because you are a lonely, miserable liar with nothing to offer." So these are the things that I see, I'm going to say almost on a daily. So King Pig 6 says, "What did she say that made him go off?" No, all he did was she kicked him out of the group because he was missing payments. Right? Which she's done with many other people, right? but that warranted that kind of response. Like, this is mean. This was a mean, like, response. Like, this was mean, you know? So the stuff that when they keep talking about, like, they say Corey Holcomb is mean, I don't see it. I don't see it. I just seen people be like just blatantly disrespectful, like blatantly OD disrespectful. Like I've said some many mean things in my past, even recently. When I get upset, I've said some actual mean things. But the shit when they're saying Corey Holcomb is saying some mean things, nah, it's something else, guys. It's something else. But anyways, let me not hold you guys for too long. It is 12 a.m. where I'm at. I need to relax myself. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys, because this was more of a chiller stream. This is more of a chiller stream. He knocks in there. That's some demon time ish. Yeah, he said he called her. He said I only played it soft with you because you're an old woman. You're an oldly miserable. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting there like, I'm like, who send messages like that? God damn. That's crazy. But that's just one, that's like something I see on a daily, mind you, right? But anyways, shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning into this one. I finally got my media effects back because of the other night. I had to make some changes, back with my Umar Johnson. I got my Bernie Mac.
What was the stripping game, partner?
I got all my other clips,
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
And you already know my favorite clip is this one right here.
A fat woman is the, equivalent of what a broke dude is.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Denver,
Right.
I cannot keep quiet.
You know what I mean? But shout out to you guys. I didn't even really need to use my sound effects today. But thank you guys for tuning in. The Will Smith, we already know when it comes to Will Smith and Jada. But I will say the blame for me lies more on Will Smith. He has allowed this to happen for far too long. He needs to file for divorce, right? If he has any respect left for himself. But anyway, shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for tuning in. What should I leave? I'm gonna leave off with Pastor. I'm gonna leave it off with since Will Smith is involved, let's since Will Smith is involved, we're gonna leave it out with the usual. With the usual, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching.
You know how the false prophet said, have you ever been swallowed?
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view.